yours, Mr. Shaw. How are we all?
I am.
The weirdest starting. Good evening, all.
I was going to say, I don't think I should actually say how I'm feeling on air tonight. Livid, I think's the word. Just angry, disappointed.
Yeah. Always, mate. That's brilliant. So it's just me and you again. Mr. Ollie is more ashamed than you, by the sounds of things.
Being a student, isn't he? I mean, I know how he feels. I've been there. Yeah, but you know, well, yeah, I don't blame him,
mate. I might be crying first thing tomorrow morning, but we'll see that. I don't think we will, but we'll cross that a bit later on in the show.
It's been another eventful week
for the neutral, because it's very rarely that the Patriots aren't on a Sunday, because same with everyone else, you know, they always have one or two games or two or three games none in a red zone area. It was quite good. There were some really good games. Cincinnati's game against Cincinnati against Chargers was a brilliant game. Your game was brilliant. Tampa wasn't a bad game.
I like how you say that with a little smirk there. Your game was brilliant.
It was, man. I don't like seeing a team go the whole season without defeat.
No, we could have won next week.
Yeah, you know, so it's nice to see that they win. You know, I wasn't expecting against you. Looking at their fixture for the rest, I mean, Denver looked shocking. Atlanta looked dodgy. That's probably the only 2-1 they could have won. I wasn't expecting against you, but you're what 5-6 now? 5-6, 6 and 7.
Here we are. We're 7. We're 5 and 7.
But yeah,
if the draft happened today, we would have 10th overall pick. And
bad thing.
John asked me on when was it? Thursday.
Zimmer out or
question.
Make the playoffs.
And I'm going to discuss that. Ollie's agreed to let me have a rant today.
Be prepared. You're more than welcome to mute.
Yeah.
Please be prepared to mute.
It's been Anyway, so
shall we start with the Thursday night?
Yeah,
I'm going to edit this one because it's Thursday night football. Dallas against New Orleans practice squad, pretty much, wasn't it?
I mean, we all said it was going to be a win.
It was pretty.
I thought that Dallas New Orleans. However they pronounce it.
Easy for you to say.
They didn't do as badly as I thought they were going to.
It's like I said, it is that 12th man.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. It is that 12th man, atmosphere that, the Superdome brings. And it does bring them the extra points, I think. Like a home field advantage should do. It does give that team that extra spur on. Tyson Hill wasn't too bad. He wasn't brilliant. I don't think he was. When you've got your main safety blanket out, you've got half your starting offense. You've got your starting left guard out, your starting left tackle out. So both your blind sides are out. You're always going to struggle.
And a lot of your main weapons.
The only problem is he threw 4 picks. But we know what Taysom Hill is. He definitely is a run-first quarterback.
Yeah. And that's where I think, who's already on it?
Probably me.
Oh yeah.
I put it on the wrong chat.
You put it on the wrong chat.
telling Tom to upload the videos so we could play some videos, including the winning touchdown of a game in a bit.
Anyway,
I mean, New Orleans had more yardage than Dallas. It's only like 30-odd yards more yardage, but it's more yardage. So there is signs of promise there. Dallas needed this win more than New Orleans did.
I think they've got an important draft.
Yeah, very important draft.
They have to get a QB.
The thing is, though, they've just paid Taysom Hill $40 million.
That was a mistake.
They've got well, we said that earlier on. They got Winston there as well, and they got Trevor Siemian. I don't see them picking another QB up. I think they would have, if you'd have kept Winston, they would have probably had 2 or 3 more wins this season. They would have probably beaten. They would have. Well, they did. They would have beaten, got closer to Buffalo. Probably would have beaten the Eagles and a few other. They would have got 2 or 3 wins this year, I think. But
yeah.
Goes on, doesn't it? It definitely goes on.
Let's take another step towards securing the playoffs.
It does. I mean, they're 8-4. No. On to the early kickoffs on Sunday. Yeah. There were some really good games. Some really good games this week. Not quite so much inside Miami, but there were some really good games.
Start off with the Cards.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's back. Kyler Murray's doing Kyler Murray stuff again. Scored a touchdown. Might have scored 2 touchdowns, actually. Scored 2, I think, didn't he, in the end? But Chicago made it harder for them. A lot more harder for them. It was only really the first quarter that took it out of Chicago's hands. I mean, 14 unanswered points is always going to be a struggle, Kyler Murray. He had 2 touchdowns. 10 attempts, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He threw for only 123 yards. Only had 15 passing attempts.
Yeah.
Not that good. I mean, compared it to Andy Dalton, okay, it's like comparing apples and pears. What it is, isn't it? They are 2 very different quarterbacks,
Yeah.
Kyler Murray gets his little legs going, and Andy Dalton doesn't, pretty much anymore. He can't scramble. He did get a bit battered up during the game as well.
He did, but it's you're gonna get battered, aren't you?
All day long. All day long gonna get battered.
But he's better than Fields at the moment.
Well, it is that experience that he's had. Fields was in a non-win situation in that game, in this franchise, to be fair. When you've got Andy Dalton, the Super Bowl winning Nick Foles sitting on the bench waiting for you to slip up. Always going to be a struggle. Always going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champs
doing the videos as well.
Yeah, Super Bowl champs doing Super Bowl champ things again, aren't they? They're starting to look a bit.
They're starting to roll.
Yeah, I mean they're 8-4. No, they're not 8.
Yeah, I mean let's face it, the NFL's wet dream would be Buccaneers versus New England. In my mind, it's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, Brady threw over 50 times on Sunday.
Yeah.
For 368 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Yeah, they are steamrolling on. They found they got a very good running back in Leonard Fournette there, and it shows.
Yeah, and it's always good to have the GOAT in your team, isn't it? As well.
He's going to improve any team that goes in there.
Yeah,
that's his aura. That's his I must win now kind of aura around him. That's why he's so unhappy the last few seasons.
Yeah,
because they weren't.
Definitely.
I mean, I could see them going. I mean, they've got Buffalo. No, they got Buffalo this weekend. So that's the real tricky one. No, next weekend. Yeah, this weekend, week 14. That's a difficult game. And then I can't see them losing a game. They got Carolina twice, New Orleans, and New York Jets. Can't see them losing a game.
No,
they could quietly go unbeaten like they did last year. They went.
Well, this is what they did last year.
The playoffs, They had the late bye, and then they went 9 games unbeaten, 10 games unbeaten.
Yeah,
I could see them doing it again.
They were average up until that bye week, and then after the bye week, look what happened.
But Falcons they've got a good player there. They've got a really good player in Pitts. They've got a Swiss Army knife in Cordell Patterson. I mean, he had 13 carries, 78 attempts again, or carries, and 3 receptions for 18 yards. So he went over nearly 100 yards again.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, let's face it, they're not a win now team at the moment. They're just sort of building. They're
building. I mean, they've got 2 years left on Matty Ice's contract down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing all right there. I mean, they're 5-7. Tampa 9-3. So Tampa could effectively go 12, 13 wins this season.
30.
13,
12.
14, they could go 13, 14 wins. If they beat Buffalo, they're going to beat New Orleans. They're going to beat Carolina twice, and they're going to beat New York Jets.
Yeah.
They could easily go 15 wins, 14 wins. So.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see where that puts them and what Arizona's schedule is. I mean,
Arizona finished with, so they got Rams this weekend, then they got your beaters, Detroit, Colts, Cowboys, Seattle. And Seattle looked good, a lot better this weekend. Sorry, Ollie.
They did. We'll go on to that in a bit.
Yeah, we will when it comes to the later games.
So Miami.
It was always going to be I put them on the over and under. I had them less than 44 points on the game.
Yeah.
Miami's defense is looking really good now.
They're
really strong.
And considering I didn't rate their defense in London, I thought that was a big problem for them.
Yeah, very big.
They are looking they're looking more determined,
ever since they beat Baltimore.
Yeah.
They've got better, they've improved, they've worked. They found that formula in defense. They found a Belichick style defense. Take out the best player. You struggle.
Yeah.
New York pretty much gave it to them because they had no Danny Dimes. Barkley wasn't that effective. I don't even think Barkley went for 100 yards.
No, he didn't. Don't think.
There's a quick confirmation on that one before I say anything else. Barkley went 56 yards on the ground and 19 through the air. So that's nothing. I mean, they didn't even score a touchdown. Nope, it was three field goals. And Tua starting to look a bit better now. He looks a lot better than he did when he was in London. Okay, he only threw for 1 touchdown, 244 yards, but he was very conservative with the ball. Didn't go for the big like 2-man coverage, 3-man coverage, unless it was Kazeki, who I don't know how he pulled in that one catch. That superb catch. One-handed catch. I couldn't find it on any of the highlight videos, otherwise I'd have showed it up. But yeah, it was a really good catch. I'm starting a little bit worried about Miami. I mean, they are
starting to, again, we said it just a minute ago about the Bucs. I mean, obviously two very different teams, but the Dolphins are starting to pick up momentum at the right time.
I mean, they've got 2 next nice easy games, and nice and winnable, which is Jets and New Orleans. Sorry, my New Orleans friends. I've got a couple of mates of them. Then they go to Tennessee, and then they host us.
Yeah, and I think that
it's an average. So they've got number 1 and number 3 seed as it stands, and then they've got 2 teams well out of it. It's just playing for the season to finish now. I think New Orleans are technically still in the hunt, and so Miami and New York Jets really they are both still technically in the hunt. But they're not going to be in the Super Bowl, are they?
I mean, it's amazing.
Let's face it the whole way.
They're not in the hunt, are they? Let's face it.
No, let's just say what it is. To probably the craziest game on the 6 o'clock kickoffs, the first kickoffs. Chargers and Bengals. We all had Cincinnati to win this game. All 5 of us. So it's us 3, John and Kelly all had 5. All of us went for Cincinnati to win. The Bengals then went, 24 points unanswered?
Yeah.
No, Chargers went 24 points unanswered. Then that kind of woke up, they woke up Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Obviously, Burrow injured his hand on his injured his little finger on his throwing hand, which isn't going to make things easier for him. Chase, I don't know what he was doing on that catch when he was literally juggling it.
Yeah.
And it's like, dunk, there you go, you have it. Oh, crap. Too late. Instead of just like, if you're not going to do it, you make sure the defenders are good. You put it down on the ground.
You throw it, you throw it away out. I mean,
then,
a little bit of inexperience creeping in. I mean,
possibly,
I know that it's a bit like Justin Jefferson. You forget last season, that he's a rookie because he's so good.
Because he's exploded on the scene, and you've got to forget, he didn't play football for you. He sat out last year through COVID.
And it's like Matt Jones as well. People, I mean, if and when the Patriots get beaten in the playoffs, don't make the Super Bowl, everyone is going to say, "Oh, well, Matt Jones this, Matt Jones that." Blah, blah, blah. And
I'm on a Patriots fan group on WhatsApp, and everyone's going. When we found out Mac was the starter, no one expected us to get 8 wins, possibly 5, but they just want to see Mac an improvement. But Matt's level has been that high from day one, and it's just got higher and higher and higher. He's learned every game. I think when he played against the Bucks, he probably learned more against that game than he has the games he's won.
Yeah,
and he has got the great Belichick, and he's got the Aaron of waiting, which is Josh McDaniels. He is in a good situation down there. Joe Mixon's very strange fumble as well, which pretty much killed the game, I think, on that one. I have no idea what happened there. He had the ball in his hand, and it almost like he dropped it. And that's not a rookie error. Joe Mixon's 6 years in the league now,
and one of the best running backs in the league.
One of the best, especially at the moment. I think he's in the top 5 yardage. He's in the top 5 yardage at the moment.
And he just it was an error. It was a freak accident. They happen, don't they? Unfortunately, when you're playing at that high level individually,
it gets picked up.
It gets picked up. I mean, if it was someone who wasn't having a great game, a great season, it would be like, oh well, that's just that season. But
exactly,
obviously, mistakes happen. He'll come back and just rip another team apart.
Joe Burrow did make one stupid throw in the end zone. So, don't know who it was. I think it might have been Boyd, or it could have been the tight end. I can't remember. It was number 87. And he underthrew it. And it literally went straight into the two Chargers' hands. Okay. And just took it away. It was like, that'll do us. Thank you very much. On that one. It shows he had a passer rate of 80.7 compared to Herbert's 118.4. I'm still not sold on Herbert at all.
No, he's not. He's not got that wow factor. He's not it, is he? He's not.
You can
he's
see
a solid QB.
He has improved from last year. He's almost like, you can see him a bit like Josh Allen, where he's improved week in and week out, but he's not improving quickly.
Josh Allen's going like massive lead.
Yeah, unless when he plays Jacksonville, where he gets absolutely destroyed by his namesake.
Well, that was just another weird one, wasn't it?
Oh, that's why we love the NFL, the weird and wonderful world, the NFL that we have.
Yeah.
But it ties up. That makes that division a lot more interesting now.
Yeah.
Philadelphia steamrolled. Gardner Minshew. Unless something absolutely mad happens tonight, and Allen throws 400 yards, fucking
player of the week.
He is my player of the week. I mean, he was 100% completion for his first drive. He only put one pass down on his second drive. He was brilliant. And the Tash is back. And he walked in looking like Tom Cruise as well. Have you seen what he walked in? Looked like an extra Top Gun.
Did you see that video of him and his dad?
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, I highly recommend you watch it, you find it, and watch
I'll have
it.
a look for that one.
It's literally, it's heartwarming, man. The guy is so proud of his son, and
good.
Minshew is absolutely buzzing. Like, you can see that look of like pure unbridled joy on his face. I don't know if any of the viewers have seen it, but yeah, it's definitely a feel good moment of the season. One of the feel good moments.
It should be. I mean, he was superb. 20 from 25, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Superb. It's given them a problem because Fields isn't that good, I don't think. Really isn't that good. Highest QB rating since Nick Foles in Week 9 in 2013, Gardner Minshew was.
Yeah.
133.7 passer rating, the highest in a game for an Eagles QB since Nick Foles in Week 9 in 2013, and that was at the Raiders. Gives you that ball security. Okay, Fields has not Fields. Is it Fields?
No, it's not. It's Hurts.
Has the legs.
But we were saying about him last week, he's a poor man's Lamar Jackson, isn't he?
Minshew can scramble. And he can do that. And we've seen him play over here in the UK for the Jacksonville Jags. And he could do that. But he's better with the ball. It's that same thing that Chicago have. A veteran QB will always know how to throw the ball better or how to keep the ball better than a rookie. They're going to make silly mistakes. They're all going to make mistakes. They're human. Brady did it this weekend. He threw it pretty much into a lineman's arms this week. Yeah. So it happens.
But you do, and that's the thing. It's quarterback. As a quarterback, you are not going to go to season without being picked.
Oh, no.
And, you know, it's not that play. You've got to think about the next couple of plays after that, how you respond to it. And, you know, it's all very well being able to run and scramble, but you need to know how to throw the ball as well.
Exactly.
Accurately. And, yeah. I don't think Hurts has that yet.
No, definitely not. Ladies and gentlemen, you may now mute your computers, your phones. You may fast forward on the podcast when it goes on Spotify in the morning. Thomas, would you like to play the video first?
Yeah. 1 second. Let me get it. That's not that one. That's Ollie's game. That's for later. I think it might be that one. No, it's not even that one.
Hey, where you going?
You sent me about 4 game videos.
Yeah, I always send you loads of games, man.
All right, 1 second.
That sounds like Christmas.
Could be argued that for Detroit, it was Christmas come early. 1 second then. Are you all ready for this?
Go on then. Most definitely ready. I'm surprised Tom's gone, we have a technical difficulty and doesn't play the video.
I really want some miso soup. Oh my god, miso soup!
Before you go on your rant, I want to say something that probably not a lot of people don't know this. The Detroit Lions didn't take the field goal. Didn't take the point after.
They didn't.
Which, even if it finishes, you've still got to take the point after. So they could have just taken the end of the game there and then, or they could have kicked the point. If they'd kicked the point, it got blocked, deflected, defended, or whatever, and Miami ran it back, for 2 points, it would have been a tie game. We would have gone into overtime. Why didn't they kick the extra point? Why did the refs not kick the extra point or let them kick the extra point? This is what I don't get. And it's like, I didn't actually realise that was a rule until Scott Hansen said last night.
Yeah.
Rant away, Thomas. Rant away. It is over to you, my friend.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the positives. And there were positives last night, by the way. It wasn't all horrendous. Well, it was. It was absolutely But Kirk Cousins, another good game. He passed. I think in yardage, only. I can't remember who beat him this season. Somebody has. He's only second.
So he was 30 from 40, 340 yards, 2 TDs, one interception, 116.7 passer rating.
Yeah. That's good numbers.
Yeah.
In any other game, with any other coach, with any other defense, that's a game-winning performance. Justin Jefferson, he's looking that very, very likely that he is going to be Odell's record for most receiving yards, I think it is, in his first 2 seasons.
Yeah, he went for 182 yards.
Yeah. Again, another brilliant
game. He was brilliant again, wasn't he?
And another solid performance from KJ Osborne, who stepped up when Adam Thielen got injured.
What's the news on that one?
He's going to be scanned today and assessed for Thursday's game, but he was walking around on it quite relatively normally. So hopefully it's good news. Okay, so negatives.
Go on then. I'm awaiting.
We get told, and I say this on every week now, it feels like, Mike Zimmer's supposed to be this defensive genius who is fantastic. And I just don't see it. This season, we have no run defense.
That's Tom's other half.
I know. If you're listening to Hamilton. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. It's just so frustrating because he doesn't seem to have a clue. And we know he does. We know that he was a good defensive coordinator. But last night we didn't put any pressure on Goff. We had four opportunities to let the clock run down, but we weren't doing it. We just let them stop the clock every single play. What's that?
What, when they were spiking the ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't let them. We didn't put Goff under any pressure, and we know this season and we sacked him a couple of times. When you put Goff under pressure, with the Lions anyway, he gets beaten. He crumbles, and we didn't do that. There was no sort of aggression in our defense, and to let him. And I think in that video, I think there was 3 players around him. By the end of the game, by the time it reached the end zone, the ball.
Yep.
How did no one deflect? That's all he needed to do, deflect, and it would have gone.
That would have been game over. You said to me pre-show that you don't understand why they didn't blitz. I agree with what they did there. I understand. Yeah, completely agree with them not blitzing. Purely for the fact is you need to cover those defenders. Goff isn't going to scramble for what? Was it 15, 20 yards?
Yeah.
you needed to cover those defenders. You still bought 3, which is a decent amount to take, but you need to play it like a Hail Mary type situation. So that's what it was. It was literally the last throw of the dice for Detroit. So not blitzing, no issues with that at all. The fact is, Amon St. Brown found a soft point in your defence.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
fair play to him. This is a rookie kid. He had 86 yards, 10 receptions for 86 yards off 12 attempts with 1 TD. But you see what this means for Detroit.
Oh yeah,
this is their first win in 52 weeks.
Yeah,
week 13 last year was the last time they had a win. Jared Goff needed this more than anyone else. He was getting a lot of pressure. The head coach is starting to get it now. I think we could see Detroit get a couple more wins.
Yeah.
So they've got Denver next, Arizona, Atlanta, Seahawks, and in Green Bay.
I think they could beat Atlanta. I think they could beat.
But look at your schedule, how you're finishing up. You've got the start of the Ben Roethlisberger goodbye tour.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Chicago twice, LA Rams, Green Bay.
We ain't making the playoffs.
You can go possibly 0-5 the next 5 games. That's what's more worrying a thing about. You are. OC said it a couple of times. I mean, you're 5-7, so you could either going to go 10-7, or you can go 5-12, which is a bit worrying. I mean, the way you guys are, you're really unlucky to win, or you are very, very good.
Okay, and this is where I blame the coaching staff. Again, we had 2 touchdowns where we decided to go for 2 points,
which you needed to.
Now I know why we did that.
We'll talk about going for 2 points when we get to the Baltimore game.
Yeah, but we went for 2 points, and that was twice that we didn't pick it up. Had we have just kicked it,
I mean,
it would have been a tied game because that's 2 extra points. You know, it finished. It's just so frustrating how there were other play calls in that game where you just thought, really?
Obviously, you watched it. I only ever saw what was on Red Zone. So
yeah, I don't think it's just Zimmer. I think it's the play calling stuff as well. And I think they need to go. I think Zimmer's time is up. I don't think he will go. I mean, I appreciate that she's put the purple and gold hearts.
Love it. Absolutely love that one.
But we're just so bad at the moment. We're not, like I said, Kurt and Justin. We don't want to show that comment, don't worry. Kirk and Justin are fantastic. And
had to. In the event of fairness.
Maybe in the with the new head coach. I think there will be a new head coach in the summer.
I think if playoffs are definitely out, I don't think it's the playbook; it's how it's used more than anything else. Looking from that one,
but in answer to John's question on Thursday, I now would like a good draft position because we need.
You're going to be. I mean, if it stays like this, you're going to be outside top 10. You're going to be there or thereabouts top 10.
Well, if a draft started today, we'd have been 10th overall.
I mean, having a good draft position doesn't mean you're going to get a good player. Johnny Manziel. Prime example.
But I think that Spielman is a very good drafter. Look at who he's got us in the past.
True.
Yeah.
At least you scored. At least you got some points, unlike poor Texans.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is a beast.
He is. He went for last week.
32 carries, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns. Carson Wentz. Look what Carson Wentz can do when he's not under pressure. Houston, we said ever since the Deshaun Watson stuff came out, they're going to be in turmoil this season. They're going to be in trouble, and it's starting to show now, isn't it? You know, they look like there was no fight in the team at times.
I don't know. I don't know what's. You can never tell how the mood is back behind the closed doors of the locker room.
They've got 2 incredible good rookies there in Williams and Surtain. You know, first round pick Surtain and 6th round Williams. But I think all the stuff that's going on, all the players I've left, is taking its effect now on that team. And not having Deshaun Watson, who gives you that X factor, is a massive, massive blow to them now. Big blow to them now.
Yeah. Without a shadow of doubt. And it's obviously there's going to be a lot of changes in Houston happening, I think.
I mean, Tyrod's hurt his wrist.
Yeah.
Don't know which hand it is. Don't know if it's throwing hand or not. You know, so that brought in Davis Mills.
Mills is going to be good for the future. I just think he's out of his depth now.
If you talk about good for the future, we'll talk about the next team in a minute with Washington. I'd rather have someone like Heineke, who's played in the XFL.
Definitely.
Someone Heineke or PJ Walker, who's had those years in the XFL. Yes, it's not NFL. It's a step above college football. I think it's a step above college football. You know,
not much.
You've got ex-NFL players in there, and you've got college players who didn't get drafted. So it is a step up.
Yeah.
I read a stat, and I can't remember the two games they play in their division. They've 62-3 or 65-3. They've scored Texans. Yeah, they're in the trouble. They've got to completely restart that franchise again in the summer or in the off season. Just go right.
But that's exciting too. I like it when this happens because you get to see like a whole new team get built, and it's quite interesting.
Look at New England. They missed the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. 10 years. Belichick changed his ethos where it goes, I'm going to spend money in free agency now. I'm going to draft a rookie quarterback. And now look at New England now. They've got more wins already than they did last season.
But Bill Belichick is a master, isn't he?
He is. We'll get more onto that in a minute. Washington. I was the only one me and you were the only ones who went for Washington out of the 5 of us. Isn't it good to be right?
I mean, I'm just going to say, Mr. Ollie Hope, aren't you gutted you didn't choose Minnesota? Aren't you glad that you didn't choose Minnesota as your banker?
Oh, yes.
I think the words were, the obvious choice would be Minnesota. Yeah. I am never letting you say that again.
You're the one who only got... No, you and Ollie both got the points right. You said 20 points. Ollie got 24 points. I was close. I got 30.
Yeah.
I went close.
Get the Zimmer out now, I think.
We'll move on to the 9 o'clock, 9:05, 9:25 kickoffs.
Yes.
We've said quite a few times we're high on Heineke in this podcast.
I like him. I really do. And I think Washington are, again, starting to find their groove. There's a lot. I mean, this was a big weekend in terms of teams that are starting to put some steam.
Oh, yes. I mean, they're in the playoffs now. They're 6th in the playoffs. Yeah. They've moved up into the playoffs. Las Vegas, I thought they turned a stone last Thursday. Or turned the corner last Thursday with a win against Dallas.
Yeah.
Derek Carr couldn't hit a barn door for, with a banjo. He was poor.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really hard. I mean, he went 28, 38 and 249 yards. But whenever I saw him, he was missing players. Whenever they flicked to him, he missed. And it's like, wide open player. Hunter Renfro was one that he missed. Hunter Renfro twice that I saw.
John, what do you think if you're watching? I don't know if you are.
He's a bit quiet tonight. He must be, yeah. Las Vegas lost. He's got to be quiet. Yeah, exactly. Antonio Gibson looks a great player for Washington.
Yeah. Logan
Thomas, a bit of a loss, though. Logan Thomas had a reception, then went off injured again. Looks like that hamstring's gone on his again. Which is a blow because he was starting to look a bit of a player for them.
Yeah.
I mean, that catch as well. That one-handed catch in the end zone. That's another one I couldn't quite blooming find. It was doing my head in. Tried to find the catch. He was like in the air, one-handed behind him. It was a great catch. That was unlucky. That was a great catch, great play. I don't know about Las Vegas. I really don't. What's the next game?
I mean, they're in there, aren't they? They're in the hunt still. No, we're not.
Well, Las Vegas, yeah, they are. I mean, they are the 10th. The 10th, they're 6-6. They got the same record as Washington. Washington, Niners, Eagles, Viking, and you're all in that. No, we're looking at the wrong one now.
It's going to be the big next 2 weeks for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of divisional matchups next couple of weeks.
And you're going to see teams pull away. You're going to see teams maybe pull up the ranks a little bit.
I mean, Las Vegas have got resurgent Kansas next week. That's going to be a massive. That's a must-win game for both of them.
Yeah.
Interesting fact: all the AFC division leaders are 8-4.
Yeah.
Might have just given away that one bit, but yeah, all division will be 8-4. Are you ready for a Cooper Kupp touchdown?
Yes, we had that up a minute ago.
Because that was Cooper Kupp being Cooper Kupp yet again. He went. Where is his stats? I really should write these down and put them in a notepad in front of me because it makes life so much easier. I used to be fair, when we were doing recording it. Huh. I seem to have lost Ollie. Tom, that's a bit strange. It's just myself. So, yeah, Cooper Kupp again was being superb. Tom, what happened? Where did you go?
I tried to upload a video and it didn't work.
I was just about to say how good Cooper Kupp was and his stats, and you vanished. Cooper Kupp went over 100 yards again. That's the 9th game on a bounce. He's gone over 100 yards.
He's had a great season, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Tony Michel had a really good game, but he can't block for toffee. I noticed that in New England, and then there was one where Stafford got absolutely levered. And like Sonny Michel was meant to block him. The guy went straight through him. You're not unable to load the video now?
No, I can now, yeah. I think it's on.
Well, now you've let yourself back into the studio.
Yeah. 1 second, let's do it. I think. Yeah.
Famous last words.
Windows.
4th to 29. Stafford with time, a dart to Kupp. Kupp motors away, and Kupp will coast into the end zone.
He's going to get pressure.
It's a great route.
Oh, gosh, that is just textbook for a receiver. He's going to get pressure from him. Watch out.
Right.
That is just textbook for a receiver.
He was full pace, past the DB before the DB even had a chance.
Yeah, the guy didn't see him coming. That was just great route running, wasn't it? Really?
Great route running. I mean, it was a good cut inside. Yeah, see you later. I'm out of there. LA Rams needed that after 3 losses in the bounce. They really needed that one. I mean, they went from number 1 seed, didn't they? They dropped down. They're still number 5 in the division. Conference.
Yeah. I mean, when I go through the playoff matchups. I'm excited again. It's going to be some.
Yes.
I will go onto that at the end of the show, but I think that if these guys go toe to toe with each other the rest of the season, matching results, I think we are in for a great playoff series.
You were complaining about your play calling earlier. I would love to know to go through the Baltimore Ravens offensive play calling. Why go for 2 when you've probably got the goat of kickers on your roster? Run, 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 run. Love it. Why would you go for the 2 points, risk the defeat?
Yeah.
When you've got on, it just baffles me. I mean, I don't know if there was a lot of play. I mean, it was a poor game from what I saw in Red Zone. It looked a poor game. It looked very methodical, very.
I mean, we say that Ben is on his goodbye tour, which he is. We all know that.
The news came out today that he is actually going to address that at the end of the season, which is pretty much saying, "Yeah, I'm retired."
But a lot of people have said that he's spoken to teammates, family, people, and I am genuinely gutted. I have not managed to see him in person. I'm glad that I'm able to say that I've seen Trevor Lawrence in person. We've seen some great players. I never got to see Ben. But they are still within a shout of playoff.
They are. I mean, they're 6-5-1. They are at 8th, so they're just behind the Bengals. So they
could sneak it.
I mean, he's Steve. 21 completions, 236 yards. Najee Harris only had 71 yards on the ground yesterday. I mean, there was a big. Was it Dante Johnson? Ben Roethlisberger, Deontay Johnson, was it? Ben Roethlisberger, it was about 40-yard pass. It was in the bucket, and the receiver dropped it in the end zone. It was a beautiful ball, and it literally over the receiver's shoulder into the bucket, and the receiver dropped it. And it's like, it was like you could always just think, that's the reason I want to retire. I can't do these big throws. Can't do these big throws very often. I did see a thing earlier that Ben Roethlisberger's like a tree, plays like a tree because he's that mobile.
I mean,
which is a bit harsh.
Again, he didn't need to be mobile in his.
I don't even remember Baltimore bringing him any pressure.
No.
It's almost like, we know he's not going to run. We'll just collapse the pocket a little bit and just cover the receivers. There were some very nice, shallow crossing routes that I've not seen Steelers play. Perhaps Will or Freddie could correct me on that one, but I don't remember Steelers playing a lot of shallow crossing routes. They've always been the 2 deep and then, the 5 and ins and 10 and ins kind of routes. But there seems to be a couple of routes that went literally in between the line of scrimmage and the linebackers. That 4 or 5 yard gap. And it's starting to show that Ben hasn't always got the big arm. He can only do 1 or 2, 3 big throws done in the game, which is a shame. He is going out on a whimper, not unlike Tom Brady. I hope Tom Brady doesn't go down that route. But nothing. I so wish.
Why aren't you here?
I so wish Ollie was here because there was one incident we really didn't want to see, and that was we don't like seeing ambulances on the field. I mean, I don't remember a game where I actually saw an ambulance on the field. The latest news on Cannon that Ollie's given us tonight, he is in a stable condition, injuries unaware. But when an ambulance comes on the field, it's always worrying because they can normally put them on the cart, tow them off. But, that's worrying. Some great plays. You've got the fake punt, which I hope you're about to load. By the look on his face, he is trying to.
I am. I'm just hoping that it's the right one. You've only sent me one from the Jets, wasn't it? One from the.
There was two. There was Kittle's tightrope walk, and
just chat among yourselves for a minute.
Just chat among yourselves. Jimmy G doing a Carson Wentz impression. What was it? In the end zone, throwing the ball away. Getting sacked in the end zone. Did you see? Which we all thought that was a face mask, which is a brilliant pad dragged down by the shoulder pads. Neither wide receiver, neither quarterback has themselves in shining glory on that one. Do you think?
Yeah, 1 second. Right, I have it.
Go on then. Go.
I
am ready for this
video.
Super. And Pete Carroll's expression at the end of it was brilliant. Gotta love Pete Carroll's facial expressions. It's almost as good as Steve Belichick's.
Shut up, Bucks. 1 second.
Oh, it's a bit quiet. It was superb. Can you start that from them again?
Yeah, 1 second.
73 yards. He's got his fullback nickel long.
It was superb. Gotta love the fake punt. You gotta love a special play. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know what the kick returner was doing there. He's literally just threw his legs to the ground. It's like, yeah. Come on yourself. How about them Packers?
that was great blocking there, though.
Oh, that's superb blocking. The other great bit of play was Kittle literally tightroping.
Pete Carroll to start this game. This Lumen
As he
field
said, I mean,
going wild right now.
You needed.
I love how the fact that Pete Carroll has got somebody literally grabbing onto him like, no, you can't go there, Pete. No, come on, stay on the field.
We all love trick plays. LA Rams are probably one of the most foremost teams of doing it. Obviously, Philadelphia did in a Super Bowl, but we don't talk about that one. That's known as.
Oh no, I think we should talk about that.
Do you want to go back to your game again?
TJ.
But yeah, Kittle's tight walk down the end zone, that was brilliant. I mean, how a bloke that size can literally run down the end of the pitch like a ballerina on his toes. It was great balance. Hopefully you've got the video of that one as well, because that was a great bit of play as well. I loved watching that one. Made it even better because I had Kittle on my fantasy team this week. In several of my teams this week. It's a big. Travis Homer, 73 yards, fake punt. This is a good stat. Was the first quarter was the longest fake punt rush TD in the last 30 seasons. Love that stat. That's a great stat.
That is a good stat. We love stats on this show.
Stats are good.
Right, 1 second. View share screen.
Do you say 1 second quite a lot? Just want to.
I do.
Yeah,
right,
just want to say 1 second quite a bit. Yeah. Doesn't really show, but this is like literally. Oh.
Kiss him goodbye. If he didn't step out of bounds, he's in. 48-yard touchdown catch and run. George Kittle has scored for his Checks.
Look at this.
Looks like this one's going to stand, and George Kittle. Amazing. Inbounds.
What footwork.
Scores an unbelievable touchdown for the San Francisco 49ers.
I do like that he had a little check behind him.
Oh, yes.
Just to check that the official hadn't said out of bounds.
I mean, we saw his strength against New Orleans year before last in the playoffs when he had literally 4 players trying to bring him down. And now you've seen his finesse, his balance. It was superb. Absolutely superb. On to the late game.
I thought it was a bit of a... For me, it was a bit of a damp squid. I don't know.
Is it me? or is Kareem Hunt dropping a lot of balls this year? He dropped two one went straight into the receiver's hands.
Yeah.
It was in his hands, and it was into Surtain's hands again. And it's like, I don't remember Kareem Hunt actually making a lot of catches this year. I don't know if it's just he's not getting as targeted as much or what, but he seems to be dropping a lot of balls and it seems to be forcing a lot of turnovers as well. I mean, he had 5 targets for 2 receptions, 22 yards. Kareem Hunt. That's yardage, low yardage for someone that good and that quick.
Yeah.
Definitely. He is a superstar of this league, but he's having a very, very bad season. Kelsey only had 5 yards more, but the 2 running backs, Dario Williams and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, had more yardage than him. Even Patrick Mahomes went for more yards than him on the ground. They need to collect Edwards-Helaire back. They've got him back. Since his return, they've got better, Chiefs, which is a bit worrying. I
still don't think it's going to be a Super Bowl end to the season. I don't think they're going to get the Super Bowl. I still believe that mantle is between Bills and I'd even go to say, and this is me sticking my neck out here, I'm going to say that the AFC Championship game
Go on then.
is going to be between Bills and the Patriots. And I think it's going to, and I'm saying this because tonight it makes it even more exciting because I think
it does.
I think that these 2 teams are looking good.
We'll cross that bridge in a minute. Shall we? We'll have a look at the AFC picture as we speak.
Okay.
So Patriots without actually winning, thanks to Ravens' loss, go to number 1. Titans at 2, Ravens at 3, Chiefs at 4. Like I said earlier, all AFC division leaders are 8-4 at the moment.
Yeah. Do you want to know the games?
Bills at 5, Chargers 6, Bengals 7.
Yeah. So the Bengals versus Titans.
That'd be a good
Chargers
matchup.
At Ravens, Bills at Chiefs, and the Patriots would get that first round bye, which is obviously very crucial.
So the AFC East is very much up for grabs. It is between 2.
Yeah.
The other 3 divisions are pretty much sewn up, I think.
I agree with that.
Chargers and Bengals are in trouble. I don't think they're secured at all. I don't think Steelers are going to make it. Look at Steelers' schedule, he says. They have got you guys Thursday, Tennessee,
which I think we could win.
Kansas City. Then they've got the last Monday Night Football of the season against Cleveland Browns, and then they got Ravens. They've got a hell of a hard schedule to come in.
I think the danger team, not the danger team, the dark horses to watch in this race are the Colts.
I'm going to put my nose out even more. They're actually currently seeded 13th at the moment. I reckon Miami. If they can get 3 wins out of their next 4, that'll put them into the playoffs. They will be that'll put them 9 wins. Make them 9-8. I reckon they could scrape the playoffs on a 9-8. But it depends on the LA Chargers. The Chargers' next 5 games are the New York Giants.
One of them against us, haven't they?
No. New York Giants. No, that's Rams. Wrong division. Go across. Yeah, Giants, Chiefs, Texans, Broncos, and Raiders. So, Chiefs is probably their hardest game. Raiders, it depends which Raiders turns out, to be fair. Look at Bengals. They have got San Fran, Broncos, Baltimore, Kansas, and Cleveland. That's a tricky run-in.
That's a big run-in for them.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see that.
That's going to be interesting. On to the NFC. Cardinals stay at 1, Packers stay at 2, Bucks stay at 3, Cowboys at 4, Rams 5, Washington move up to 6, 49ers stay in the playoffs, despite the list. And then it's Eagles, Vikings, Panthers, Falcons, Saints, Giants, and Bears.
And the matchups for that would be Cardinals getting the bye, as they are 10-2. It would be 49ers going to Lambeau Field. It would be Washington football team at Buccaneers in a rematch.
Yeah, but other way around.
Yeah. And it would be Rams at Cowboys. And I think that game, if that happens, will be
game of the wild card weekend.
Yes, definitely. Without a shadow of a doubt. Or if Bills and Chiefs meet again.
Mm-hmm. I think the Packers are probably the strongest team. Looking at that, Washington and 49ers, the top 5 are in. They're 8-4, all better.
Yeah, they're all safe. It's just San Fran are in a bit of trouble.
I mean, Washington hasn't got exactly an easy one. They've got Dallas twice, Philadelphia twice, and New York Giants.
Yeah.
It's literally the AFC East. Don't call that anymore.
It's going to make our review very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, we can't call them NFC East anymore. What are we going to call them now?
No.
Yeah, it's Niners running isn't exactly easy either. I don't think.
No.
Actually, no. To be fair, no. Niners got quite an easy one looking at. Cincinnati, Atlanta, Tennessee, Texans, and Rams. 2 tricky games.
Cincy is a hard one as well, I think.
It's 3 wins, though.
Yeah.
I would love to hear what Ollie thinks. Oh, he can't hear. I was going to show off my Mac Jones jersey a little bit more because it's the Mac Attack show tonight. I can see
a really good game.
I could see Mac Jones lighting up. This could be Mac Jones come out game tonight. That sounds really wrong. Mac Jones coming of age, driving that offense down the field.
This is where he's going to show that he could be the real deal straight away.
Definitely the real deal. I can see that Belichick would have watched the game Buffalo against Jacksonville because Buffalo only scored 6 points, 2 field goals, and remembering his defense on that kind of thing. And Josh Allen, that was Josh Allen's worst game of the year. Josh Allen has been poor, very on and off all season. The whole offense on that team has been on and off all season. The Patriots have got better and better and better. They are the top scoring team in the last 5 weeks. They are the number 1 defense in the last 5 weeks of the league. You know, JC Jackson's having a season and a half. And Mac Jones is now looking like a player who's been in the league for years, not someone who's played in the league for weeks.
Yeah. I'm really sorry to do this to you, Ollie. I'm calling it for Buffalo. I think it will be a very, very close game. I'm going to say they will win by 2.
Ollie's also gone with Buffalo, but myself, John and Kelly have all gone Patriots. Yeah, this is going to be the Mac Attack show. I can seriously see that. I can see Josh Allen ending on the ground more than anything else. Judon is going to have a game and a half as well. Patriots by 10.
Ooh.
Patriots by 10. That's me.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully, Ollie would have finished his dissertation by next week, so he will be back. And hopefully, I don't get the same kind of abuse I dished out for you two tonight, because I really don't
because you don't want it.
I don't want to. I might have to be busy that night now. I might have to be delayed at coaching or something like that. I don't know. No.
Is going for Patriots.
Well done. Well done. That's a good call. Thank you very much.
I don't think so. But yeah.
Did she go for Detroit in your household?
No, she went for Vikes. She should have gone for Vikes.
Thomas, it has been a pleasure, sir.
It has, and I will see you
back on Thursday, 8 o'clock, live on
review...
Facebook and YouTube again. It will be on Spotify tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Cool.
Afternoon. I'm in work at 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay safe.
Stay safe, guys. Bye.